Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So this movie isn't actually real new, it's been out since February, so it's been out a while, and everything, but I thought I'd go ahead and do my review for it, because I didn't review it when I saw it in the theater, because I wanted to rewatch it before I reviewed it, just so that I could get my full thoughts on it. So in this movie, superhero duo Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, together with Hope's parents, Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, find themselves exploring the quantum realm, interacting with strange new creatures, and embarking on an adventure that will push them beyond the limits of what they thought was possible. And that is just like the most generic way to explain the plot of this movie, but pretty much when they're in the quantum realm, they have to face off against King the Conqueror. So this movie is pretty fun. I think it's okay. It's not like as good as the first two Ant-Man movies, really, but it's still a pretty fun time and everything. Paul Rudd is once again great as Scott Lang. I think that he carries the movie pretty well and everything, and this movie does lack some of the charm and stuff that those other two movies had, because some of the characters from the previous movie weren't in here and everything, and it just kind of sucks. Mainly Michael Pena's character, he was really missed in this movie, because his character is just really, really lovable. Lewis was a great character. I wish that he could have at least had some kind of cameo or something in here just to make the movie a little bit better. But I love the setting, and that they did something different though than the previous two movies, because the first two movies are just set on Earth and stuff, and kind of have these heist feels to them and everything, and we see a little bit of the quantum realm in Ant-Man and the Wasp, but not a lot of it. So I think it's cool that we get to kind of explore it in this movie and everything, and get to like see all these different creatures and people and stuff that live here and everything. There's like one that looks like broccoli, one that has this like weird lamp, it kind of looks like a laser lamp thingy on his as a head, and there's this one gooey character. I don't know what any of their names are, because personally I don't remember any of the characters' names. They were all like okay characters for like side characters for this particular movie, but they're not, I don't think any of them are going to be really characters that go anywhere in the future and stuff and everything. And they kind of felt like they were trying to recreate the magic of the side characters brought in Thor Ragnarok with the characters in this one, and it just didn't really work and everything. I didn't really care about any of the characters that they met in the quantum realm, except for King the Conqueror and MODOK. I will say that MODOK was pretty cool, although I'm guessing he's not like the comics, because I know a lot of people didn't like him and stuff. I don't know much about MODOK and stuff, but I didn't expect him to be Darren from the first Ant-Man movie. I thought that was pretty cool and everything, although he does look pretty bad and everything, reminiscent of Mr. Electric and Shark Boy and Lava Girl and everything, and that's where the negatives kind of come in. The CGI in this movie is pretty horrible. Some of the absolute worst CGI in the MCU and everything as far as their movies go. It looks really bad and everything. And the movie feels a little bit rushed. It never slows down and everything. It starts off pretty quick paced, and it doesn't slow down at all and everything. It's a fun enough time and everything, but I do wish that it could have gave it more room to breathe, spent more time with the characters and stuff. But I will say that King of the Conqueror is a pretty good villain, and Jonathan Majors does a pretty good job playing him. I think that he shows that he has a lot of range when we get to see different variants of him, and like Loki, he's a completely different character than he is in this and everything, so I like that. and what they did with him and everything. I don't know what's going on with Jonathan Majors. I know he has a lot of problems and stuff going on in his personal life, but I hope that whatever happens and stuff, that they continue with King the Conqueror and don't just kind of write him out of the MCU and stuff. Either hopefully everything will be good on his part, because there seems to be a lot of evidence that he could be innocent and stuff, and if he is, then that's awesome. If not, then that sucks and everything, but hopefully they'll find a good actor to replace him if nothing else. But I like what they've been doing with Kang so far, and I like that. Like, this variant is definitely different than the other one and everything. But as far as other negatives go, I feel like Catherine Newton isn't. She's not a bad actress. I've seen her in other movies. I've liked her in, like, Detective Pikachu, and I thought she was fine in Paranormal Activity and Blockers, and even the movie Freaky with Vince Vaughn and stuff. I think she's a pretty good actress, but I felt like she was miscast as Cassie. She just wasn't really that good, and there wasn't really a reason for her to be cast in this movie. Like, they just did it because she was a little bit more of a familiar name, and they could tell she was an up-and-comer because she'd been in a few recognizable projects. It seemed like they just casted her for that reason, and when they had already recasted Cassie for Avengers Endgame, I don't get why they didn't just keep the actress from that and everything. I guess she just wanted a recognizable enough name or something. No, I didn't like that they recasted her. And I felt like Catherine Newton's chemistry with Paul Rudd just wasn't near as good as the actress that played Cassie when she was younger and stuff too, so it just didn't work as well as it could have. And I felt like Hank and Hope were kind of sidelined in this movie. You kind of get a lot with Janet and stuff, and Scott and Cassie, but Hank especially is really sidelined. He doesn't really hardly have much to do in here, and you can kind of tell that Michael Douglas is kind of getting tired of these movies by watching his interviews and stuff, but his performance is still fine and everything. He does the best with what he has to work with, which isn't much. They don't really give him much to do in here, but I do like him in in these movies and everything. I think he's great as Hank Pym and everything. I thought he was perfect casting, and I wish they would have done more with him in this movie and everything. And that's coming from someone who's not really even a huge Michael Douglas fan. I don't hate the dude or anything. I'm not like a big fan of him. But I will say that Michelle Pfeiffer was kind of a standout. It was great getting to see her in something again. I hadn't seen her in anything in a while. She's always been an actress that, even though she's done some movies that I don't like, there are a lot of movies of hers that I do like too, so I think she's one of those actresses that I like more of her stuff than I don't, so I could say she's one of my favorite actresses. But I thought that it was cool getting to see more of her and everything, and her connection to Kane was pretty cool, and everything kind of gave her more of a character arc and stuff, because she was barely in Ant-Man and the Wasp. But yeah, I think all in all, this is a pretty good movie. It's not like super great. It's not one of the best MCU movies or anything, but it's a fun enough time and everything, and it's fine for what it is and everything. It wasn't the best way to kick off Phase 5 of the MCU, though. But personally, I think they should have kicked off with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, because that would have been a better way to start it, and everything. But this one, just, it could have been better, could have been worse. I don't think it's near as bad as some people say it is. I don't think it's one of the best MCU movies by any mile, but it's definitely not like one of the worst either. It's just okay and everything. So I'd say I'd give Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania a C. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.